the Church of Scientology is so afraid of.
This is SPTV.
The CoinDesk Spotlight is brought to you by Nexo, the place to earn on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and more.
Welcome back. I'm really excited about our next guest. Many of you know Mila Kunis from That 70s Show and the voice of Meg on The Family Guy. She starred in the films Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Black Swan, and now she's diving into the crypto rabbit hole, launching her own brand of NFTs called Stoner Cats with her business partner, Sound Ventures partner, Maria Bajwa. Earlier, I had a chance to speak to both of them, and I asked how Mila got interested in the crypto space to begin with. Have a listen.
So here you guys, welcome to part 3 of today's deep dive into the scam that actress Mila Kunis is getting investigated for and already had to pay $1 million to settle a civil lawsuit for her company. And we wanted to go to these interviews that we found very disconcerting, to say the least, based on how Ms. Kunis speaks about the project and discusses things with a full-blown reporter from CoinDesk. This is CoinDesk, one of these media that specializes in cryptocurrency matters, you guys. So CoinVest reporter that definitely knows the crypto space and Mila Kunis are going to have a little chat here, and we're going to continue to highlight what's very troubling about this video from our standpoint.
Okay. It's a little bit of a long story, so I'll give you like the elevator version. Ashton was into cryptocurrency 9 years ago. And it was, oh, you know what? I'll tell you exactly what it was. We were having like dinner with Gary Vee at the time, and they were talking about crypto. And I was like, this is dumb. This is a bad idea. No, I don't understand this. You can't trust people. You guys shouldn't invest in this. Needless to say, neither one of them listened to me. And,
needless to say, you guys, neither Gary V. Chuck nor Ashton listened to Mila when she was like, what in the literal hell are you two pitching? What kind of quick, get rich quick scheme are both of you literally pitching to me? So she did find it sketchy at first. So kudos to Ms. Kunis, who did kind of see through the false pitch. But soon we're going to learn that she's going to fall flat on her face. Let's take a look.
Everybody had a happy ending. But that's when it all began. It was about 9 years ago. And I was like, no. And then as the years went on, I was like, I think I'm on the wrong side of history on this one. And in the past year,
Oh, look at that, guys. Ms. Kunis thinks she was on the literal wrong side of history on that one, this NFT that she is having her whole entire company get investigated by the SEC. The SEC, the 3-letter agency that seems to still have maybe a tooth, maybe a like a flimsy tooth, you guys. But they will bark and they will bite and they will, make them pay $1 million back. Never mind that they raise 8. But, the civil enforcements have taken place on this crypto scam that got shut down and got fined. So apparently you, Mila, seem to be on the wrong side of history as of this year, 2023, when you and Ashton took it upon yourselves to step down and go hide somewhere just enough that your PR team told you, well, you know, this is all going to blow off. It's all going to be very tense right now, but then everyone's going to forget about you as your crypto scam has gotten maybe 2 articles in all of the corporate media so far this week. So yeah, you guys, apparently who cares if you go around defrauding other people, and who cares if you write a letter to a judge saying that, you know, Danny Masterson had an amazing positive effect on you, that you never did drugs, but you did take it upon yourself to do a cartoon that's all about drugs, an adult cartoon all about drugs. But Mila really was influenced by Danny not to do a shred of a drug, and is now doing this cartoon, you guys, about, you know, these cats on pot. And, you know, she's about to pitch us how this all just turns into a very quick business. Let's find out what she pitches to us.
I would say that I embraced it wholeheartedly, but I was, you know, it took me a minute. Like it is very similar to, it's a little scary in the sense that you're like, I think Gary equated it really well to the tech bubble in the 90s, where people were like, this is just a fad, this is a trend, this isn't going to stick, this is just something. I think that I had the same feeling when it came to crypto.
Well, shout out to Gary V, you guys. Shout out to Gary V, who talks about, you know, having a lot of kindness for everybody, having a lot of respect for everybody, and having all manner of platitude things and sayings, that he's one of like the good ones of the tech bro industry. But yet we couldn't find anything more ridiculous here, as Gary V goes in to pitch Mila how she really should get involved in this get rich quick scam that the SEC apparently is having none of, for selling, literally selling, you know, securities. I mean, literally, what in the hell?
I think I was wrong.
It's interesting you mentioned Gary Vee, because he is really into NFTs, and so that makes sense. You're launching over 10,000 NFTs. Anyone who buys one will have access to an animated short that you created, and the project is called Stoner Cats. And I've heard your husband explain how Stoner Cats came about, but I'd love to hear how you tell it. How did you come up with this idea, and how did you think to link it to NFTs?
Okay, so this project is a little bit me and a little bit Maria. And it's like, if we had a baby, it would be like this. So I don't come from the world of tech. I don't come from the world of crypto. I don't pretend like I do, right? Like, I'm a consumer, but I can't, and I can parrot information, but it doesn't mean that I fully 100% even understand it myself.
She can parrot information, but she doesn't know if she really understands it herself, you guys. Gee, I wonder if her husband, Ashton Kutcher, is one of these other ones that can parrot information real quick, real fast, without apparently having a shred of a clue what in the hell they're talking about. But, you know, they do like to wield and leverage all manner of, you know, privileged communications, and this media reporter that apparently doesn't think that is her job to dig in below the surface of what scam is getting pitched. Because, well, we're not purporting that every last shred of crypto is a scam. Definitely a lot of these projects seem to be landing on the wrong side of the law, at the very, very least. But, you know, in what world is this woman the executive producer of this crypto thing that, you know, instead of, you know, doing something else, she really took deep dives over the crypto space, but she really does tell us that she doesn't really know what in the hell she's talking about, but she can parrot things. Well, it's not cute, given that this is a multi-million-dollar fraud. So as much as, you know, somebody might want to picture us, well, she's so cute, she can parrot things. Like, this is not a joke if people did lose money, literally.
So Stoner Cats was a concept of a show that we wanted to put out on, streaming or television broadcast and otherwise. And we were doing this during quarantine, during COVID, and it became a really oversaturated market, the market of animation. And I was like, how do we stand out? How do we do something different? And how do we not have to comply with, rules and regulations when it comes to our show? We wanted to be very loud and very specific. And
they didn't want to comply with rules and regulations. How do we stand out? How do we not comply with rules and regulations and put up a quick pitch for ourselves to really, really stand out and pitch this to the corporate media who's going to be so pressed to literally give us an interview because they're that pathetic, you guys, because they're that desperate. Oh, Mila's going to come. Let's put it on the headline. I'm sure we will get a lot of YouTube hits on this from all the crypto people that are desperate to get rich quick. And, nothing like Mila and Ashton to really get everyone to really want to pitch this stuff about how cats are smoking pot, but Mila and Ashton have never touched a blunt in their life due to Danny's such amazing influence of never touching a shred of a drug, period. So in what world can Mila say that she does not condone a shred of drug culture, given that she had a person that really made a big, profound impact in her life? And then over here, she's like, oh yeah, the cats were smoking the pot. And we really know all the lines and all the culture that represents because we're just that cool.
And very honest and true to its nature. And Mario works with Ashton, and they kept talking about these things called NFTs. And I know I sound like a crazy person, but I was like, what is an NFT? So this is
You sound like a crazy person. You see how this whole cult, fraud, Amway, literally pyramid scheme starts literally infecting everybody with all these words that, yeah, sure, let's have innovation, let's have change. But why are all these projects so darn confusing? Why does everyone have to learn a whole new language of speaking in order to understand the scam and really not feel it? Oops. Did we just confuse this conversation with Scientology? Are we talking about Scientology or are we talking about NFTs? I'm sort of losing track, you guys. I literally don't understand what in the literal hell I could possibly be talking about right about now, because it makes not a shred of change. I mean, literally here, Stoner Cats features Mila Kunis. Your Honor, Danny Masterson told me not to ever be around a shred of a drug. But oops, I forgot that I am the executive producer for Stoner Cats. And again, you guys, it's not like the Scientologist doesn't consider you a full-blown drug addict if you get found to be smoking pot. You cannot smoke a shred of pot inside Scientology. Trust me, you couldn't be literally smoking Satan himself. That's how Danny Masterson would have run his clan. Pot was the devil, the literal devil. Oh my God, people are smoking pot in the house, you guys. Let's get out of here. We really don't want to be seen with them. We really can't stand potheads. We really hate them. We're really so much more above them. We really don't do drugs ourselves, except for when they, might help us with Jane Doe situations, I guess.
2 years ago, I was like, what's an NFT? And so then I got a beautiful explanation as to what NFTs were. And I was like, wow, this doesn't make any sense. So cut to COVID.
So shout out to her that kept not making any shred of sense what in the hell she was being sold. She got a beautiful explanation. And she ended up going, wow, this makes not a shred of sense. Oopsie.
What happens? Stoner cats. And I was like, I wonder if I can make this into an NFT. So Maria lovingly was like, let me help you out. And helped take this little train and truck it along in the world of tech and crypto and all the things that I knew nothing about.
Isn't that great, you guys? That Mila had such a great idea. Oh, I wonder if I could just turn this into a very quick NFT. And then a little train that she says she got put on so that, Mario, shout out to whoever in the hell Mario is that she's talking about here. But shout out to you, Mario, that did take Mila in a train. Choo, let's go scam some people. Like, what in the literal hell are you two up to? I mean, I don't even understand how to cover today, you guys. After seeing these videos, I'm just like, what in the literal abominable hell? Please, somebody explain it. And trust me, we haven't even had a shred of weed. I don't think I could even do these videos with having weed, because these people are making not a single shred of change, literally.
Really
most people in quarantine learned how to make bread, and you're making an animated short in NFTs. That's awesome. Maria, I'd love to get your...
I can also bake a challah like no one's business.
There I am.
All right, Mila, we get it. You're really, really talented. You're really, really smart. You really, really know how to memorize things and spur them out and look like you really know what in the hell you're talking about. We get it. You didn't have to learn how to bake a cake because you really know how to bake something really well. Thank you for telling us that. That was great.
Impressive. Maria, I would love to hear your role in the project. So a stoner cat costs about $850 worth of ETH, and they kind of look like CryptoKitties, the first ever NFT, coincidence or not.
Yeah, so we're actually working with Matt Flavell and Big Head Studios. He was sort of the creative genius behind both the CryptoKitties and NBA Top Shot. But the stoner cats themselves, I mean, it's our creator, our animator, Ash, who came from behind Toy Story 2, and we have this amazing creative team. They're the ones who actually created all of the content behind the show. And so the cost, it's launching on Monday. The cost is gonna be 0.35 ETH. And so obviously the price of ETH fluctuates, but right now I think it's around $700 dollars. 0.35 ETH plus the price of gas. And if you purchase one of these NFTs, it gets you access to watch the content that we're creating. And each episode, the first episode I think is about 5 to 6 minutes long. We have an entire season written out of content that's going to be, call it about 45 minutes long total. And we're very, very excited about it.
Yeah,
so shout out to all of you in the audience that didn't make a literal, not a shred of sense from this venture capital woman, partner of Mila Kunis, that, said a lot without saying a shred of a thing that made a shred of change. Because that's really kind of what that scammy world is about, you guys. It's like, oh no, you really just don't get it. You really don't understand it, because, the only way to understand the scam is if you're in fully on it. Very a la Scientology. You wouldn't know what we're talking about. They did really have an ARC break. They really do want to pull a withhold. They do want to float the needle. What in the hell did you guys just said? Oh no, you wouldn't get it if you don't know these words. You just don't get it. You're just not on our level. But learn the words. Learn the words, and then you will be at our level. But in the meantime, you're just not on our level. Sorry. You're just literally not on our level. You are a waste of our time. We don't want to talk to you because you don't know NFTs, and you don't know CryptoKitties, and you don't know gas fees, and you don't know what in the literal hell we mean. But whatever, right, guys? I digress.
Aria's a badass. I just want to say to everybody, this woman is so smart. It's crazy. There's like a handful of women in this world of crypto, let alone in the world of NFTs. Mario should run the whole thing.
Behind every power couple, there's.
Well, yeah, sure. I'll
Behind
take her
every powerful
anywhere. I'm
figure,
like,
there's
yeah,
a woman.
I'll her.
I mean, literally this reporter, you guys, from CoinDesk that couldn't be helping to sell the scam if she was in literally just helping to sell it, because she's doing not a shred of tough questions. And these women cannot just start touting what geniuses they are and how much they really should have been running everything. Like, what in the literal hell are you guys all really talking about? Like, seriously.
Mario, the tokenomics are really novel. If you own a token, and if am I getting this right, you get access.
Oh, did you see that little reporter? The tokenomics are really novel. Wow, you guys, the tokenomics are really novel, because nothing like a scam to speak to each other in code, right? And nothing like calling novel the tokenomics, the literal scam, the literal unregistered securities. Talking about the tokenomics are really novel. I mean, again, that's what you would find in Scientology. Oh yeah, your interrogation sec checks are really novel. That would be a great word to use to describe those interrogations. L. Ron Hubbard's ideas are just so novel. I mean, why don't just lock up a kid against their will and interrogate him ad nauseum with disgusting, sick questions that could go on for hours ad nauseum? Yes, let's really write that for ourselves, you guys. Isn't that just what you call novel? A novel idea. Kind of sort of like brand new, but not Nobel. Novel. Like, not like the Nobel Prize. Although I'm sure that the Nobel Prize is going to step up and give these people some sort of prize pretty soon.
To a stoner cat content, and if you sell your token, the new owner can't watch past content but can watch new content.
No, so if you hold a token, you can watch any of the content that we release. Yeah. So in that moment of time, if you own it, you can watch past episodes, you can watch all the future episodes, whatever it is. So that token is really, like, the way that I kind of think about it is like, it's like your login or your username, or your access to a streaming network.
I mean, like the streaming network from hell, you guys. What kind of streaming network is charging people $800 a token to literally then get kicked out and not be able to watch a shred of past episodes? Like, what in the literal hell? I mean, seriously, I'm just literally out of words. If anyone from the comments is tracking what in the hell these women are talking about, please explain it, because trust me, right about now, I see why the SEC really did go after these scammers, you guys, because, some of these, crypto people, they're hard to pin, because, they really do sound like what in the hell they're talking about should be something you should be paying attention. But this example of the cats, the pot cats or whatever in the hell the cartoon is called, that you can't even watch the thing, and then you're not going to be able to watch this, and you're not going to be able to watch that, and there's only one thing and a platform and a login. In what literal world does a login cost you $800? And then if you sell it, then you lose it? I mean, what in the literal hell?
Okay. Understood.
And also a little bit of like ownership in the content. Like you have like a little bit of,
yeah. So you're upending the whole system in terms of Netflix, being the centralized mediator between content creators and viewers. You guys are eliminating the middleman in this new model.
Yes, so to speak. I do want to say both things can exist in this.
Oh, that's so great, you guys. That is just so literally great. because decentralizing, and Mila's all about the decentralization, and Netflix is going to be a thing of the past because who needs the middleman that charges you $12.99? I mean, literally, you guys, who needs the middleman who charges you $12.99 when you could really be paying $850? $850 to log in and watch what? Comment. I mean, oh, please. I think we just need some rose water right about now. You guys are just. Oh, that was just too much. I mean, literally, the lengths of the stupidity know no bounds, not a shred of a bound. But never mind that apparently this woman here could not be more sober and not smoking a lace blunt as she's talking about her podcasts and, writing letters to Judge Olmedo saying that, she doesn't believe in drugs. It's like, what are we supposed to make of all of this, you guys? Seriously, every day I'm just more confused and more confused. But yeah, let's make sure that Mila really did get that point about, let's not go after Netflix. Everything can coexist. We're not trying to replace our $850 cat subscription. We're not competing with Netflix where you can watch anything you want as many times as you want, even if you never want to leave the platform for the rest of your life. But very quickly, let's really write. Let's really pay $850 for our cats.
Same world, but in the world that we're creating, yes, there is no studio. So it goes directly to the artists. So it is all very transparent. Yeah.
Okay.
Transparent, you guys. That's the word we were missing. Transparent, because we really should be taking that word at its face right about now from Mila Kunis. I mean, I couldn't even think of a better word to come up with right now, Mila, to clear the air, to literally clear the air that smells like stale feces. It would be great to have some transparency, because maybe the transparency would be more than just changing the literal air freshener, right? Because that's all this is. Same shit, different air freshener, you guys. That's all it is.
I'm going to bring this up because
Decentralized.
you said, speaking of which, there is a viral clip of you and Ashton. Let's play it a bit.
Hey, babe.
Yeah.
What's blockchain?
It's like what information is stored on. So it's, what information is stored on.
Hey, babe.
Yeah.
What's decentralization?
Oh, there's not one person in charge of anything. So it's everybody keeps everybody else in check. So there's not one big unit or entity to uphold everybody to the same code. It's the people holding each other responsible.
Hey, babe.
Yeah.
What's Ethereum?
So Ethereum is a general purpose blockchain.
All right.
Oh, guys. That was hard to even literally stomach. I think we do need, I don't know, I don't have any barf bags close to me right now, but I am really feeling the vomit coming up as they all just sit there making a mockery out of their ridiculous scam that did get finally caught, that did get finally fined $1 million in civil court. So, yeah, but we really need to be buying what these people are selling ad nauseum, right?
First, great explanation of decentralization. Second, what is Vitalik Buterin, the creator of Ethereum, doing in your kitchen?
Yeah, great question. What in the hell is Vitalik Buterin doing in your kitchen, Mila? As you just told us, I mean, you guys, this is cult indoctrination 101. Learn this special definition. Once you really learn it, then you're going to be with us and you're not going to be with them, because what better thing than teach Mila the definitions that she can parrot out, that she already told us she doesn't understand a shred of a thing of what in the hell she's selling. But okay, who cares, right? Let's go to Conan. Let's really sell it. Let's go over here. Let's really sell it. Let's really use communities and our name and our influencer status, because nobody's going to suspect that we're thirsty for money just for the sake of it, just because we need more, because 75 millions is not enough, right, Mila? 75 millions, you're just like, what in the literal hell? 75 millions, I need more. Let me come up with a cat idea that I can pitch real quick, that I don't understand what in the shred I'm saying. But, you know, CoinDesk really is going to give me the interview of a lifetime, where they will just let me literally act a fool. And who's going to call anything out? I mean, who cares?
Okay. We may or may not be friends. This is the weirder part about the world that we all live in. Okay. And when this whole idea was conceptualized, when I was like, I can do NFTs, how hard can it be? He happened to be having a meeting with Maria and Ashton, and nothing to do with me. This was like their own little world of things. I got wind that he liked cats. And so I was like, I'm going to become friends with this guy. He seems fun and different. And
he seems fun and different. I really need to become friends with this guy, says Mila Kunis. He's a little fun and different, and he likes cats. So I'm sure that he's going to be just cool with, you know, helping me with my stoner cat idea, that I don't want to promote a shred of drug culture, because then Danny's going to stop speaking to me and my whole world is going to collide. But I'm not going to remember that until I write that letter to Judge Olmedo, and then I get fined $1 million for scamming. Isn't that interesting how actual karma works, you guys? This is what you call too much PR spin, and you're going to end up taking it in the chin AF. Because the PR spin could not be more being shown here ad nauseum, with all manner of hookups. Oh, let's go get Vitalik over here, this man that's worth what, $100 million they say he's worth, because he really invented this incredible technology that really we should all be using, including but not limited to Mila, who just got fined by the SEC and is purportedly under investigation. Her whole entire production company is being investigated by the SEC. We'll see if they do a shred of a thing, or if they're just gonna like take the million and consider that a big win. Literally.
and we became friends. Yes, although Russian, and also like 7 other languages. Like this, he's incredibly brilliant. So we're in the same city at the same time.
Well, you know who also speaks incredibly a ton of languages, Mila? That would happen to be me, because I was in Scientology. So I speak English, I speak Spanish, I speak Italian fluently, and I speak Scientologese. And I also learned the blockchain language so that I would know what in the hell this was all about. And then I left. So tons of languages can be spoken by tons of people. And, you know, he was a little different, but, you know, you thought, yeah, let me pitch him my cat idea. This would be great. We can get him involved and we'll make a lot of money because we're all that cool.
And everyone thinks it's funny because this all started with me going, can't we waive gas fees? Can we just waive them? I don't understand why can't we waive gas fees? And so...
Oh, you guys. I mean... honestly, it's literally painful. I mean, this shows you how little, oh, it was just so funny. Like, oh, can you just waive gas fees on Ethereum? Yeah, can we just do that? Can you just go re-clear what Ethereum is, Mila, so you don't ask a stupid AF question? That's what in the hell that's called. Don't ask a stupid AF question, and don't go to CoinDesk to pitch an NFT project if you're going to be selling unregulated securities. Because with all the lawyers, with all of your team around you, with all the people that you have at your disposal to make sure that you don't step in feces, it literally seems like you're literally cannot stop stepping in feces, and the team is just literally holding your hand so you can step on it. And then they just throw you in another puddle full of feces. Where is your legal department? Where in the hell is your PR department? And where in the hell is your own head as you jump from cult to cult, the cult of special people, guys? That's what the hell this is called. We're so special and we can sell anything that we put on the internet because nobody knows a shred of a thing.
The juxtaposition of Vitalik and myself when we're trying to talk about the same things made people laugh. So when he came over for lunch to hang out with us, Ashton thought it'd be really funny to make a video of like how I explain things and then how Vitalik explained things, because it makes Maria and everybody giggle. And then he was like, I'm gonna post this. And we're like, oh, okay.
You know what doesn't make people giggle, Mila, is losing their money by being defrauded, by being sold on unregistered securities. That doesn't make anyone giggle whatsoever. In fact, real investors that really did trust you to have done a shred of due diligence, because they could have never seen it coming, that a woman worth $75 million was going to really cheapen herself to this type of clownery. But apparently you did have $8 million that you secured by fundraising for this thing that you were all doing about a cat and a subscription and a decentralized, and the founder of Ethereum was coming and ha ha ha, he he he, I don't know what in the hell I'm pitching, but people will buy it. By the time I go to Conan, everyone will be sold. I mean, you even sold Conan, even when he asked you. We just saw that in our last video. It's really, literally unreal.
Is he
So
involved
that's
in the
how.
project at all?
Maybe, Maria.
Maybe.
Maybe.
TBD. Yeah, we'll be announcing more stuff
But-
throughout
I
the
don't know what
weekend.
the hell they were talking about.
Maybe.
Let's see that again.
How
Project at all?
to hang out with us, Ashton thought it'd be really funny to make a video of like how I explain things and then how Vitalik explained things, because it makes Maria and everybody giggle. And then he was like, I'm gonna post this. And we're like, oh, okay.
Is he
So
involved
that's
in the
how.
project at all?
Maybe, Maria.
Maybe.
Maybe.
TBD. Yeah, we'll be announcing more stuff throughout the weekend.
But not on the
And you
technical
know-
side. I want to be super clear. Not at all,
Yeah.
nothing to do with technical whatsoever. Just more in like a funny way.
All right.
Yeah.
But Stoner Cats has a manifesto, which blows my mind, and a bit of it I'll read. We believe
The animated series Stoner Cats is funded through purchases of NFTs. So they funded their project by fundraising. And, you know, the SEC did come to the defense of these people, guys, because, again, people that when investing into this were not sophisticated, had not a shred of a clue what in the hell was being sold to them, had not a shred of a clue how to do any shred of due diligence for themselves. It's not like getting into the crypto markets. There's a really good guide for you to really understand which projects are just utter, complete fraud and which ones are supposed to be the technology that's really going to work. So literally, OMG.
That by using NFTs to reverse finance content, we can innovate and expand upon the old NFT model, maybe a strangely touching story about cats who get high and the woman they love coming to terms with her memory loss and her mortality can be our unlikely hero in the story of decentralizing entertainment. And this
manifesto. I mean, what type of pathetic manifesto was just pitched by this woman? You guys, I mean, again, let's be clear about this manifesto that comes on the heels of the lies of Ashton and Mila saying how they didn't believe in any shred of drug or any type of culture of drugs, as they sit here making cartoons about cats doing drugs, the type of drugs that Danny was very much against. I mean, again, Danny was 1000% against anyone smoking marijuana anywhere. He didn't want to smell it. He didn't want to see it. He didn't want people doing anything like that. So with what kind of credibility can Miss Kunis pitch that really that was the biggest, best influence of her life, not wanting to do anything with drugs herself? And she never did a drug because she was really scared of Danny cutting her out. But she did do a fraud that she just got fined $1 million for. And that one doesn't really count.
manifesto, it's quite deep. So what's your deeper philosophy of how NFTs work in the media world?
So, I mean, I think it can go, well, go ahead, Maria, Kate.
Well, so what I was going to say is I think for us, it's about connecting fans directly with the creators, and then also about enabling the creators to control the content that they make, right? And being able to see that from the content from ideation to production, being able to tell the story that they want to tell without having, you know, a million people involved in that process and changing what the story looks like over time. And so I think a lot of it is just direct fan to, storyteller to audience communication and distribution, and then also the ability for fans to participate in what that content looks like and being able to fund the content that they want to see.
Yeah, I think we were initially talking about.
I mean, you guys, why don't these people just open a YouTube and put the goddamn cartoon on the YouTube channel direct to consumer? I mean, it's not like that doesn't already happen in every last shred of iPhone that we have. Make content, put it on a platform. I mean, like, what in the hell is this pitch about this? We really wanted to go creator to consumer, and not a lot of people change it or alter it. I mean, again, it's like you can see the facade. You can see through the dishonesty from this other woman that does pitch in to sound like she knows what in the hell she's saying. But it's quite unreal that this is like literally all over the public record.
How studios sometimes force feed you content. Like there is a world where your options are oddly limited, where they try to predict what it is that you're going to like. And so you kind of get like these 7 options and that is what you get. And so we're trying to, I guess.
Oh, look, you guys, Mila just told on everybody. The studios are going to feed y'all what they think you're going to like. So shout out to Disney, who thought we were really going to like Handmaid's Tale by Hulu. We really, really, really were going to like all of those stories of those women getting forced to, you know what in the hell we mean exactly, who were going to portray the hotel culture that we lived in real time in reality TV, the reality TV that happens inside this anthology hotel rooms. It's called reality TV when they record you and they ask you disgusting questions ad nauseum. Everything is being recorded. It couldn't be more real. It couldn't be more official. You couldn't be more kidnapped psychologically, not able to leave the room under any shred of circumstances. You can't say stop. You can't say no. You can't say next question. You can't say, I need a lawyer. So please make it all make sense. Diosito mío.
Find a model where we're going to allow by people being able to purchase the NFTs to dictate what they want to watch. So the NFTs that you buy is the content that we would create. Ultimately, it's like what came first, the chicken or the eggs. And so we're trying to kind of see what this version looks like if people purchase the NFT.
What came first, the chicken or the egg? Literally, Mila, you had us there. What literally came first, the chicken or the egg, you guys? I mean, nothing like throwing word salad at your pitch to really like make it come across like you know what in the literal hell you're talking about. So chicken and egg and everything else.
NFTs, or rather when people purchase the NFTs, then that'll only make the show more successful. The more successful the show, the more successful your NFTs. So it goes hand in hand. So you do ultimately as a viewer have ownership within the content and say within the content.
Interesting. And I want to be respectful of your time, so I know we got to wrap, but I'll just mention that there's an all-star cast involved. It includes Mila, Ashton, Jane Fonda has just been announced, and more. We're looking forward to seeing.
There was the pitch deck, you guys. Apparently, all it took was to make a literal pitch deck where they put photos, and all of a sudden, $8 million showed up. Isn't that interesting?
Seeing that. And before we wrap, I just want to ask this question. Ashton sold his ticket to Virgin Galactic because you didn't want him flying to space. I wonder now, with Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson successfully going to space and landing, are you going to let Ashton go to space?
No. No, I should say, listen, I think it's really, I know there's a lot of backlash, oddly, for Bezos and for Musk going to space. I think that people.
Oddly, there's a lot of backlash, says Mila Kunis. Oddly. Like, could she be any more dejected from reality, you guys, if she wasn't worth $75 million and told she's special ad nauseum, nonstop, 24/7, 365? So, yes, while billionaires are out there going into space, purporting that they really care, we're finding that they are not giving a single shred of an F, Mila. So maybe it's not that odd, but maybe it is really odd to you, who couldn't be more dejected from reality, right?
People are maybe interpreting it the wrong way. I do believe that all this was financed.
Oh, people are interpreting it the wrong way, you guys. What in the literal hell are people so pressed about if us billionaires, gazillionaires, masters of the slaves want to, spare $1 million that we do have to, make our fantasies come true, because we're really special. We really do care, and we really are doing a ton. I mean, literally.
When we weren't necessarily financing NASA and exploration of space. And I do think it's really important to make this seem fun and exciting for young people to get excited about space and exploration of space and want to learn more and see more. And so I think that there's a version.
Oh yeah, let's get kids really excited about going to space, since the planet that we do have could not be getting any more trashed, disgusting contamination everywhere. Literally, all the animals have not a shred of help, because I guess they cannot afford lawyers, right, guys? So all the animals can literally go to literal hell. They don't have any lawyers to represent their interests, to represent what is their land. But yeah, why don't we get all the kids to think about going somewhere else where there is no animals, where there is no life, where everything is dead for a reason. But let's just continue pouring money to there so we can show the slaves how much different we do have it. Because modern day slavery is literally alive and well. And you're seeing here, Miss Kunis, master of the universe, anti-drug woman that she is, that she tells a judge she is, also scamming people, putting cartoons with cats smoking pot.
Version of this that I think people need to like pump the brakes on. Like, yes, I think it's ridiculous, don't get me wrong, but I also think it's really important to shine light on the fact that it is important to have space travel, and it is important to keep exploring and seeing what's beyond our limits.
What's beyond your limits, Mila, is the capacity to have a shred of a clue what in the hell you're talking about. That's what's become very clear from this video, that you can just talk and blab, and as long as you blab and open your mouth and you close it, people are throwing $8 million at you for God knows what in the hell reason. So spare us your pitch about how space travel is very interesting and we're all misunderstanding it, and you couldn't be more confused why people are doing that. When you sit there just blabbing and scamming and grabbing more money, and everything's a cash grab, and everything's a grift, and everything's like, put more money in my bank account because I can never have enough of it. I mean, that is what y'all are in the cult of, you and your elite friends of Hollywood. Shout out to y'all.
Do I think that my husband needs to go into space? No, I don't. That's just my belief, Maria.
Yeah.
What would you? Maria's like, I'd go to space. Who I'm asking the wrong person. Maria's like,
Tell him to give his ticket to me.
yeah, exactly. This is the wrong person to talk to. Maria's like, I'm in.
Well, glad to know that her partner is in on the trip. I mean, you guys, literally, what is wrong with these people? Like, yeah, I'm in for the trip. I'm in for the scam. I'm in for the grift. I'm in for talking out of every literal side of my mouth. I'm in to put spin on everything that comes out of my mouth as it opens and closes without knowing what in the hell I'm saying. That's what it's giving to all of these lovely ladies that really took it upon themselves to give us a full display of their utter incompetence and ridiculous pitches about cats that really do want to smoke blunts, and letters to judges where she says that Danny had such an effect that she doesn't even know what getting high is. Mila Kunis, she would not have a shred of a clue because she's really stumped it out of her life. But the cats can get really high, and that's going to be very funny, and we will sell it to everybody. I mean, that is literally where we are at in America on this year 2023. You guys, that is literally where we are, where the corporate media, who really has taken it upon themselves to, tone down the rhetoric, tone down the video, the apology video. It's like, so last week, what are we going to run into this week that we really need to figure out? What should we talk about? Like, what could we possibly talk about is what the media is asking itself as they sit on this news that completely contradicts Mila's own letter to a judge about how against drug culture she is. So how are we supposed to literally make sense of the world, you guys, in this literal year 2023? Because, I'm just confused AF. As we just sit here like thinking, what's going on? Like, seriously, like, I mean, yeah, it's fun, it's funny, it's ridiculous, it's outrageous, but truly it's also not so outrageous given that, these two are holding positions of power, so-called anti-child traffickers of the millennia, Mila and Ashton, that quickly stepped down when, it kind of didn't look that good, that if they are the advocates of the year with 10 years plus of experience in chairmaning a board, being chairmen of a board, I mean, Ashton is at least, right? But Mila, yeah, I mean, Mila, she just says that, we just literally had it like with Ashton. Hey babe, what's the blockchain? Hey babe, what's this? Hey babe, what's that? And her like giving half-ass answers and ha ha ha. I mean, why is this so funny to anybody? Literally, like, why is it funny to scam more people and do this type of jokes? Here's on Yahoo News. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis starring animated series Stoner Cats fined $1 million by SEC. So, I mean, so here's another article from Yahoo News. The animated series Stoner Cats with Mila and Ashton starring has been fined $1 million by the SEC for conducting an unregistering offering of crypto asset securities. Stoner Cats, which follows a group of cats as they take care of their marijuana smoking owner who suffers from Alzheimer's, was funded by $8 million made from selling over 10,000 non-fungible tokens. So, I mean, shout out again to the SEC that does find him 1 million, but where's the other 7 million gone to? The series released in 2021 violated the SEC Act of 1993 by offering and selling these crypto asset securities to the public in an unregistered offering that was not exempt from registration, a press release from the SEC said. At the time of raising funds, the show's marketing team reportedly highlighted specific benefits of owning them, including the option of owners to resell their NFTs on the secondary market for higher profits, the statement added. In doing so, it has also leveraged its expertise as Hollywood producers, its knowledge of crypto projects. Oh, the great knowledge from Mila really came in handy for this project. And the well-known actors involved in the web series, leading investors to expect profits because of a successful web series could cause the resale value of the Stoner Cats NFTs in the secondary market to rise. Without admitting or denying the SEC's findings, SC2, which is these people's LLC, so, they do have an LLC so that they wouldn't get their $75 million compromised in any way. They agreed to a cease and desist order and to pay a civil penalty of $1 million. The release continued. The order establishes a fair fund to return monies that were injured investors paid to purchase the NFTs. SC2 also agreed to destroy the NFTs in its possession of control and publish notice in order for its website and social channels. And there's the pictures of brought to you by these two people that could not be more shady AF if the word shady AF was not written all over them. With Hollywood right behind them. There they are at the Oscars, you guys. Creme of la creme is what you call that. Registration of securities, including crypto asset securities, protects investors by providing them with disclosures so they can make informed investing decisions. Carolyn Walshans, Associate Director of the SEC's Home Office, said in the statement, Stoner Cats wanted all the benefits of offering and selling a security to the public, but ignored the legal responsibilities that came with doing so. So here you go with Mila ignoring legal responsibilities, but also telling us in her letter that they really, really, really respect the legal process and that their letter in no way, shape, or form was an insult to the legal process. But I guess if they're writing to a judge, they think that the judge cannot GTS a shred of a thing. And if they say that Danny really was the best example in the world to never take a shred of a drug, and then they're getting fined for $1 million for stoner cats, literally quote, stoner cats. I mean, please, you guys. Kunis is also listed as one of the series' executive producers. This revelation comes days after Kuchar, 45, and Kunis put out an apology video after they were condemned for writing letters of support for convicted artist, kid that grew up in Scientology and is now a convicted serial artist, Danny Masterson, who was sentenced to 30 years to life in prison. We are aware of the pain that has been caused by the character letters that we wrote on behalf of Danny Masterson. Isn't that great, you guys? They are aware of pain. I mean, we for a minute thought, Ashton, that you were not capable of being aware of a shred of a thing. So thank you for really telling us that you are aware of that pain, of those lies, the very real pain that's showing in your head and showing in your face when you were made to write that little apology video that you thought, oh yeah, I'm getting canceled. I'm getting canceled. Aren't I such a victim? I'm getting canceled. You're getting caught with your hands on the literal cookie jar. That's what that is called, Ashton. Your literal hands inside the cookie jar. And finally, everyone can see that you've been stealing cookies and stealing innocence and stealing money and stealing funds and propping yourself up as this funny, funny guy that looks real good for the cameras, but doesn't have a shred of a spine, as you are already walked off of your chairman of the board position to help no one but yourself. Bravo, guys. Media training 101. If you're getting called out for being a fraudster and running a sham organization that's doing nothing to help a single shred of child inside of your own literal organization, then please advise. What is it called? Yeah, Leadership Committee of Thorn. Please advise real quick what in the literal hell is going on. So this was a 3-part series that we've done on the Kuchars today, you guys, because the reality of the situation is the corporate media doesn't give a shred of an F. They go with the story they can profit on quick, and then they move off to other stories. And then all manner of crisis management experts are paralyzing their already very weak spines that they have for themselves, neutralizing. So, no longer, no, we're not talking about that anymore. Let's move on to something else. Well, let's not move to anything. Because what did we learn today? That Mila is a pathological liar, that she cannot help herself, that she has not a shred of shame on even calling herself out, very self-deprecating. Oh, I don't know anything, but I can learn something and then spout it even if I don't understand what I'm talking about. So she's really good at that. In our previous video, we saw her responses to Conan. And, you know, these celebrities that have never faced a shred of consequences or real backlash in their lives because they're always cradled and canoodled and told that they're very special because their brands don't just represent them, you guys. Mila Kunis, how many people are losing face because that woman is literally coming undone? And so is Ashton. Literally coming undone after how many years of them being under someone's thumb. Carol finally pressed them so hard with whatever in the hell that woman had on them that they would have not a shred of a single iota of self-awareness to step up and make the type of dumb statements that you could only make if you were begging to get caught. Quickly, please, someone stop us. We can't stop ourselves, is what that video was giving. We can't stop ourselves. We need to be stopped. We don't know how to do it. Please, America, intervene. We don't want to keep scamming people ad nauseum. So read between the lines. Read between our anger and our we don't give a shred of an F. And maybe impose a shred of consequences to adults, not kids, adults who are literally on the record doing what in the hell they are doing. So we learned that if we cannot trust them in business, we cannot trust them in statements, we cannot trust them in anything, then what in the literal hell is all this? And if the fish stinks from the head, then who else is implicated stinking the whole damn fish all the way down to the tail? We learned that Gary Vee did really take it upon himself to pitch these NFTs to Mila, who told us on and on how she was thinking this was a horrible idea to be a part of. Said every person that was initiated in a cult until they felt accepted, until they felt welcome, until they felt, oh yeah, we say the same word. Aren't we on the same team? That's all it takes for these elites to rub each other's backs, you guys. So, hooray for the Take Bros, hooray for the Hollywood publicists, hooray for the Scientology executives locking up kids inside their hotels against their will. Hooray for y'all. Maybe since y'all are so close, start by calling Ashton Kutcher, whose literal, kid you not, website, you guys, I mean, we literally had to put it on it because that was the other part that we were going to get into on this video. I almost forgot. But Thorn creates products that identify child victims faster, provides services for the tech industry to play a proactive role in removing abuse content from their platforms, and works directly with youth communities to build resilient kids. Quote from Thorn, at leadership from Thorn, that did take it upon yourselves to kick Ashton as the chairman of the board out of your 501c by Demi and Ashton, by Demi Moore and Ashton, who claim that they really are working with youth communities to build resilient kids. So just to let you guys know, not a shred of child trafficked in Scientology hotels have been helped by this Thorn thing that Ashton funded. His technology could not be more pathetic and hard to use, apparently, because whenever that technology is applied to his friends' hotels, it always comes back with the same result. Is there any child trafficking happening in Scientology? Rant, rant, rant. No. Okay, then that's fine. The FBI can rest another night of very peaceful resting in their little comfy blankies, in their little pillows. Never mind that kids have already got on the record being told that they were literally made to sleep where cockroaches were running all around. So, yay, 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 America. Another day that we continue to find corruption all over the hell. And Ashton and Mila are already on their way out of this crisis. Literally, they've ignored it enough already. Right, guys? That's all it takes. Stick your literal head in the literal sand and you'll be just great. So we have some super stickers. Thank you, Diary of a Ghost. Thank you for your support. 2 super stickers. Thank you. Forgot a message. Well, let's keep going. Let's keep them in check. Absolutely, Diary of a Ghost. We're going to keep calling out this stuff until they actually do something about it. Serge, thank you for bringing this to our attention. I know it's hard and we care about you. Well, thank you, Joni. We care about you guys all very much too. And we care about the facts getting exposed, you guys. That's what we care about. We care about people looking out for the literal well-being of kids stuck in hotels that nobody gives a shred of an F about. But we do have a lot of technologies that find a lot of things except for those kids inside those Scientology hotels where there is not a child to be found, and that's been even in my community of ex-Scientologists. I've heard that line being used like, oh, but they don't do this to kids anymore. I think we can all relax. Wrong. We have reports as we speak of kids being used in the same way we were, as we literally speak. So nothing inside a culture of hotels that follow the same memos can change if said memos have not changed. So let's just go through some chats real quick. Questions, Serge. Speaking about drugs, pot and alcohol can be purchased on every street corner. Literally. Exactly. And alcohol was literally help yourself in Scientology. They didn't care if you were a drunk. They only didn't care if you were smoking pot. Joseph Abram, they were famous. Now they're infamous. Well, they're just them. You know what I mean? Like all the spin in the world cannot change the facts. Once your scams start catching up to you, there is no going back to anything else. Lark Bark, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis definitely belong to each other. We belong together. We belong together, like Mariah Carey says. My family gets rid of Mila. A lot of questions about, a lot of statements of Mila, which you guys always have really good points. Ashton had to be stopped because he was into anti-trafficking. In order is against that. Russell Brand talks about the establishment. Oh yeah, I mean, another one bites the dust with Russell Brand facing other types of allegations. Kali Blue, I got my stoner cat token because you know what happens when those cats get stoned. Exactly. What in the literal hell reality are we living in, you guys, where you know, one day we find out that Ashton and Mila were totally influenced by Danny to never take a shred of a drug. And the next day we find that they're getting fined $1 million for a pot scam of cats that were NFTs, that they really wanted to take all the arbiters between the artist and the people. I mean, I don't know. You guys. Okay. Oh, you guys are so sweet. So many great messages here. You're so funny. Oh my God. From Gypsy One, wonder if those funds came through Thorn. You know, everything is possible, I guess. Funny Hollywood American actors think they are all about making money, while Putin and China have different plan for America by 2024. Scary. Well, yeah, let's not even go to Putin and China. Scary, scary, scary. I mean, it's not that scary when you were literally born inside a cult, I guess. I guess we're used to being in disgusting, extremist, oppressive regimes. We were born in that desert of depravity. A covert shot at the victim was to claim their body was strictly against drugs, degrading those he drugged. Such a good point, CMBRX. Such a good point. I mean, it's not like they're not little sneakers, those two. Very, very persnickety, Ashton and Mila. They really are on a league of their very own. Can't wait to American greed catching up to them and actually doing an actual breakdown. Basically, all the rich don't realize that their lives are made possible by invisible taxes on the poor that come in the form of low wages, limited access to essential goods and services, etc., says Mozart. Very well stated, Mozart. I think that you are onto literally something making that statement right there, because invisible taxes is what this country is all about. All manner of people are, here's another good point from him, the poor and working class subsidize the lifestyle of the large list of the rich and even the middle class. Yeah. And you know, no one's hating anybody before all these rich people get their clutches pressed and all of that. Have a lot of money, whatever in the hell, but make it a little more equitable, a little bit more equality would be nice, maybe. I mean, is that too much to ask? The rich are delusional, and it's only going to become more and more apparent. Yeah. Well, you know, we need to get rid of those delusions of grandeur by calling them out and actually holding them to account, not just $1 million, SEC, but actual consequences that send a signal to all the other ones that want to make horrible decisions for themselves, the type of consequences they're going to see for themselves. That's the only way that this works, right? Joseph Abrams, I didn't like that show. And those in between, they would have jumping on a trampoline green screen. Well, you know what? I was in a cult, so I never watched their show. Never got into it. So it is pretty crazy. Shout out to Goldie. Thank you for handling our chat today. So much love from you guys. Thank you. Thank you for your sweet comments. Thank you so much. Mary, Scientology women be stabbing people in the thigh and chopping up fingers for no good reason. I know. I mean, you guys, look at that short that I posted of Bijou, where she literally, Mary's not exaggerating. She's literally on the record stating it, like, literally. And then another one here. They make technologies for solving SA abuse, means that they're creating technologies to facilitate SA. I mean, isn't that the truth? I mean, seriously. I mean, the technology that L. Ron Hubbard literally developed, you guys, that's what it facilitates in those hotels. In those hotels, it is possible to SA without a shred of consequences. Go ask Danny how long it took for him to face a shred of consequence. And that's where they're all shitting literally bricks of feces, you guys, as they all get to see that the law does catch up to people. Literally, you know, literally one time it will. It's weird how Mila had known about Ashton and DM's alleged bed, but still married Ashton regardless. She either wasn't affected, it was a lie, or it was over exaggerated, or just sus on her too. Absolutely, Wendy. I mean, I think sus pretty much sums up that woman. We don't understand what in the hell she stands for, who in the hell she is, and who in the hell she isn't, because we could not be any more confused. Literally. Let's see. From Carp Emodium. Big Surge. Did you see the TikTok of the woman who got her friend out of Danny's house after he allegedly, we'll say here, allegedly drug her? Danny's wife knew exactly what he was doing and, of course, said nothing. Shocker, LOL. Yeah, you guys, and it wasn't just Bijou who knew what Danny was doing. So was his bestie Luke Watson. So was his bestie Ben Schulman. So were all these people in Scientology that all get told, that all get briefed, that all share the gossip between them. Literally, all of this is exposed internal for them. And that's why they pretend that it's not a big deal, because they all look at it as just not really a big deal. Ron, thank you, Serge, having courage and standing up to children still stuck at the Church of Scientology cult. Well, thank you so much, Ron. Y'all are the ones that are standing up with us, guys. Y'all are the ones that were showing up here because for the first time, we feel heard. For the first time, we feel that y'all, there was 102 people here in our chat, that you all do care about these kids and want to help us get them out. So we couldn't be more grateful to every single one of you that is paying such close attention to all of these developments. And, you know, having all of this support is actually what's making a difference. So thank you all for tuning in, and thank you all for following these developments. And, little by little, we continue to grow our message and grow our support so that kids can be taken out. And in this evening, closing out all this coverage of Mila, we want to talk directly to you, Mila, and to you, Ashton. So, you know, hopefully your team passes this video to you where you are getting shredded, all for good reasons. All for the right reasons. You don't want to be in there scamming people. Nobody should want to scam other humans. That's not cool. So both of you step up. Don't step down. Don't go hide. Don't go, you know, hide and seek, hide and seek. You know, we don't want to keep seeking information. But the more things don't make sense, the more information is going to be literally questioned on the public record so that no one in the courts can play dumb. So no one in any of the three-letter agencies can play dumb. And you and Mila can step up. You are invited to step up. You are invited to do the right thing. You are invited to take accountability and show real transparency about what in the hell is going on with y'all. because none of us can understand what in the literal hell is going on. And, we would like to know, given that, just like you, Ashton, that purports to really want to help a lot of trafficked kids, we want to help kids that are being trafficked right now inside of those hotels so they don't end up like your bestie, literally Danny Masterson, behind bars because they were gaslit ad nauseum and child trafficked and treated in disgusting ways that, without any shred of actual help, developed into psychopathic tendencies. So you already are out there telling Congress all about your big research about how, what was it, that people that end up in death row are all from the foster system and they were really abused and nobody loved them properly. Well, no one is loving any Scientology child properly, in case you didn't get the memo. In case you didn't see that for yourself about how Carol Masterson has exploited every last one of her children. I mean, as if you don't know that, please. As if you don't know who Carol Masterson is for yourself, Danny. As if you didn't get a front row seat, Ashton, a front row seat at seeing how Carol, the momager of the year, was really controlling those kids' lives in unthinkable ways. Yeah, I'm sure they would be all about, oh, my mama is great, my mom is great, my Scientology mom is great. That's the sick thing about abusers. You trauma bond and then you say they're great. But these kids have never been allowed to look out for their best interest, to have a shred of silence in their mouth so they can, and in their mind, so they can go, is this in my best interest? Or is my mom manipulating? Or is the Celebrity Center manipulating me? Or is the ethics officer manipulating me? Or is the CS manipulating me? Or is my auditor manipulating me? And what are all these people sharing all my private information with every last shred of person that works in that hotel? So those are all the dots that we wanted to connect for y'all this evening. And Mila needs to come clean and really talk about what in the literal hell is going on with her and Ashton. Because on the Sunday evening, we are very concerned and we are extremely confused. And if the leadership team at Thorn has had meetings on how to kick him out, well, now y'all can have meetings to really come through on y'all's statement talking about how you literally purportedly say that that you really work with youth communities to build resilient kids. Well, the Scientology community of kids that were trafficked could not be in more need of y'all's purported service. So maybe y'all can start stepping up instead of stepping down. So thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate all of you showing up, and thank you all for the wonderful messages of support and encouragement and all the super chats. So I will see you all extremely soon, and thank you so much for joining us this evening. Have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday evening, everyone.